Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here, greetings boys and girls, and welcome to this, me scratching my eye because, ooh, that's itchy. I don't want to get too into my eye though, because in my pocket, I got a little hamster, and I've been holding hamsters in my hands, and there are diseases that can be transferred between hamsters and people. And so I don't want to go smushing like hamster dust and all that too much into my eyes. I woke him up. Actually, I didn't wake him up. I have to take that back. I didn't wake him up. But what happened was he was in his nest, in his little nest, and I could hear him eating. So he was curled up underneath all of his tissues and eating. And so he was warm and happy. And then I dug him out. So I just wanted to show him off because this little doctor's nerf. I'm going to put him away. Here we go, little guy. Get you back in there so that you can go back to sleep. There's your nest, and I'll cover you up with your tissues because I uncovered him and everything. But now I'm covering him back up. I wish I could show you. I'd only have one camera set up right now. I could set up one of my like action cams or ready cams so that I have two cameras on the inside here. But what would be the point? It's not like I'm doing news broadcasts with shots from side to side with graphics behind me. So, but now he's in his nest, and he might come out in the irritation and then go and run on his wheel and then go back into his nest and start eating again. I'm not sure. So, oh, he's wandering around. So I bothered him. He wasn't sleeping. I don't feel too bad. It's just, it is 8:14 now. I'm starting very, very late again. And oh, golly, good golly, now it stings. Sharply, like I've got, I don't know, some kind of disease or parasite in my eye. Which is a minor thing I was reading about. There is the reindeer botfly. And it's a terrifying looking thing. And it's really a horrifying bug. Because it's a botfly. And botflies are horrific in the first place. Because if you get a botfly that lands on you and it lays an egg, that botfly will hatch. That fly larvae will hatch. And you will grow a maggot like this big, this long, this fat inside of your body until it crawls out as a grown adult botfly and flies away. So, yuck. But the reindeer botflies is even more horrific. What happens is they look like bumblebees. So that reindeer, and as you'll hear, don't recognize them as a threat. And then they come up close, and then the female botfly, using her insect vagina like a cannon, will fire maggots into the nostrils of the reindeer. And then the maggots will, of course, crawl into the sinuses of the thing, grow and live, and then become irritating enough until they are sneezed out by the reindeer as they're grown now, and then they grow enough to become the adult botfly and fly away to start it all over again. Yeah, the female botfly fires maggots out of her vagina into the noses of reindeer. And of course it's not that wonderful because they'll do that to anybody. There was this one woman who was where that happened, and she got, this fly came up and bam, fired off into her eye. It took 2 visits to get all of the maggots out of her eye. The first time they took out 30. The second time they got the rest. Yuck. So that's a horrific, nightmarish beast. Pretty disgusting all around. Don't go where there's a, well, number 1, botflies, which good luck, and number 2, where there's the reindeer botfly, because oh my god, that's just disgusting. I'm moderately fastidious. I don't like getting stuff on my face, or I try to make sure I don't get stuff on me, like especially if I'm eating. I don't like stuff getting on me anywhere. So just the idea of having some bug come up and fire her maggots into the tissues of your face is just horrific and nightmarish. Beyond words almost. Ugh. which reminded me as well. I mean, that's not bad. At least they come up and they get out. These could be bot flies too, come to think of it. But I have seen this hunter, what he did was, on a YouTube video, after shooting a deer, what he does is, every single time, he boils the head. But why does he just boil the head? Part of it is to check on the parasitic infestation, because when he took open the head to see what was going on in the inside, its sinuses, the back of its throat, was choked, just filled with maggots. Must be the bot flies. Yuck. It's bad enough that we get the horrific diseases we get as human beings. Thank goodness we don't have to deal too much in most places with stuff like that. There is the guinea worm, which is horrific. It's mostly, I think it's like areas of Africa. But if you drink contaminated water, the guinea worm gets inside of you. And these guinea worms can grow like 2 meters long inside of your body. And then when they want to come out, they'll come out wherever they want. If they come out underneath your tongue and then start coming out, your whole mouth swells up. You can't even eat. You may die. Because when that thing is there, they can't just pull it out of you, because you tug on the guinea worm, you're going to go pop, and then the head pops off. And then you have 1.5 meters of dying, well, not 1.5 meters of dying, 1.5 meters of worm threaded through your body, rotting. So that ain't good. That'll kill you too. So when the guinea worm starts to come out of your body, they have to carefully take a little stick, wrap it around the worm, and then pull it just a little bit each day and wrap it up, and then tug it slowly out of your body until that 1.5 meters of worm is pulled out of you. Might come out of your leg, might come out of your abdomen, it might come out of anywhere. Yuck. So it's horrific and nightmarish. Thank goodness most of the time we don't have to deal with stuff like that. One of the reasons I think I have the peppering of calcification inside of both of my lungs right now, with no real indication, we're just watching those. They could be scarring from disease or just well, disease or just age, could be anything. But in the year 2000, when I went into rehab, I caught tuberculosis. So for a while, I just had tuberculosis until they discovered it. Yay! Didn't take too long going through the healthcare system, and I was going through state-run stuff, so they did a lot of healthcare checks. And when I came out of it afterward, I had caught tuberculosis from somebody. So didn't have it for long. I mean, active for long before I found out. You have to take 2 courses of medications, and I took both of those courses of medications. Now the thing is though, that doesn't save you entirely. I have taken both of the medication runs. That means I only have a 1% chance, just a 1% chance, that I'm going to die of consumption at some point in my life. Might happen. There's the chance. Odds aren't good, 1%, but the possibility is there. So that could be TB scarring, just starting up. The thing is too though, tuberculosis encapsulates, but it doesn't always encapsulate in your lungs. You can have tuberculosis encapsulate, well, any place there's spots in your body where things are encapsulated, like each one of your organs is encapsulated, in its own space and area because it's an organ. And there's lots of room for stuff. In fact, that's one of the problems with the design of the human body is coming out of your heart. I know I'm jumping from subject to subject, but this is a major one. I'm going to hopefully come back. You have coming out of your heart, the major descending aorta, huge pipe, great big old thing, runs right down, not through the middle of you, more toward your back. So that's protected because it's the major lifeline to your body. Comes straight out of your heart, down through your abdomen, and then splits down into your legs. The problem with that, of course, is because it's such a major pipe carrying so much stuff. It's got to be strong, but it's got to be flexible because, hey, we're moving and bending over all the time. It's like when you're reaching over to bend your toes, grab your toes. Think of the pressure and the bending you're doing on that major aorta that's running through the middle of you. I mean, you pinch that off, you fall over and die. Well, you don't die, but you can just immediately pass out like that. The thing is, that gets aneurysms all the time in people because of the major pressure it's under. And an aneurysm is just a weakening in it, so it balloons outward. And sometimes those things balloon, and then pop. The way our abdomens are set up, sometimes people end up in the ER and people don't even realize that they're bleeding out on the inside because we have so much space on the insides of our abdomens for blood to pool. You can bleed out with no external showing except getting pale and you're starting to get dizzy and then you pass out. And unless somebody figures out that you're bleeding out inside, nothing shows because it's just pooling. So if you have an aortic aneurysm that pops and goes, you will get dizzy and then fall down and then people won't even know why. Now it does present with pain and such beforehand, usually, which was one of the things I was worried about with all the abdominal pain that I get. Is like, do I have some sort of aortic aneurysm going on? But with my CT scan, my descending aorta itself is in really good shape. Definitely a thumbs up. Just didn't say that before when I was mentioning all these things, but I wanted to make sure that people knew that my first in like a week or more. I do it when I do LPs and I can't stop myself because I do it for comedic effect, so it still leaks in and I am sorry about that. Remember, if you want to appear smarter, and it really does make you appear smarter, if you're one of those people that says or some sort of filler word, don't. Whenever you feel yourself about to do it, just stop and pause. Don't say anything, just pause and then continue instead of going and you look 1,000 times smarter because when you pause, it gives the listener a chance to catch up, and not only are they able to catch up and you look like you're giving people a hand, but without those uhs and ums, you just have the straight flow. And it's awesome. You look smarter, and once you start picking up people actually listening to you more, it is a boost in confidence. So it's a really good thing to do. Good golly, Miss Molly. I meant to swap around my hamsters this morning as well. I'm very sorry that I haven't. I've got Jano/Thigmo over in the corner, and he's still really nervous. And every time I walk by his cage, he'll be like this, looking up in terror. So I need to give him more handling. He needs to come out, but I have a feeling he's just always going to be nervous. I've had very, very nervous hamsters in the past. In fact, I had one little guy that I called Pat Nervous. He was so nervous that I had to be very careful not to startle him because I got bit a lot. He wasn't being mean, it's just that he was startled and so bit. That was Pat Nervous. So I don't want to call him like Pat Nervous or anything like that because they all need individual names because they may seem the same. They have tiny personalities because they're tiny little creatures with tiny little brains, but they do have individual personalities, hamsters do. And so just, you need to give them different names so that you can remember them separately. Because, I mean, effectively, you could just say, this hamster's Fred, and then you just call every hamster Fred, and it doesn't matter if you have 1, 10, or 50. If you look at it that way, hey, this is Fred. Yeah, they're just all going to be Fred. You're not going to be able to see any of the individual differences because you don't look to care. care to look. That's the way I meant to say that. Whereas then when you give them the individual names and you learn what they look like and you learn how they act, you get to see the different personalities. Like little Janos is just so nervous. And that is so different from little Cream over there, because she doesn't run. She's not nervous. She'll dash up to my hand just to see what's going on. And then my new little one that I still haven't chosen a name for, she is not even scary at all. She wants to come. Scared at all. She walks over so that she can come up on my hand. So you can see their personalities. And it's awesome. Definitely a thumbs up. And at 15 minutes and change, if you can check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, a blog that I haven't done anything with yet, but thank you, Brian Glenn, for getting it done. I'm going to start working on it soon. I fell asleep a lot yesterday, and it's not good. Oy. Then, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, I need to update the list. My sincere apologies if you are on the list but you're declined or fraud or you've stopped, or you're off the list but you should be on. I'm going to be fixing that up soon. If you could donate to one of these, it would be awesome, but if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. Thank you very much. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, that would be very, very awesome. And I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now to the literal end of time. And of course, if you could toss me a like, that would be very cool and greatly appreciated. I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Now, because I'm trying to shake things up a little, we're going to open up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. Yay! I didn't forget. I'm just trying to change things a little. And I'm going to thank 20 to 25 people. It is a range of 20 to 25, because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my fibro and depression, and I'm not reading the comments right now, I'm just thanking people for having left a comment. So good comment, bad comment, and different comment. The fact is, you left a comment, and thank you very, very much. And if I mispronounce the username, my sincere apologies. I'm an American English speaker. We're not good at pronouncing things other than stuff like Smith or Jones. And even that can be tough. So Bill9, thank you very, very much. And Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. It's very good to see you in the comments. Thank you very, very much. And Kathy Kitskat, greatly appreciated. Yuval Grossman, good to see you in the comments as well. And Najib Nasiri, thank you very, very much. Fang, thumbs up and thank you. Brandon Smith, greatly appreciated. And Ethan Jones, greatly appreciated. Rube, it looks like almost my name, Reuben, R-O-U-B-E-N. How about that? And Joker, greatly appreciated. Fight Fanner D9, I'm gay for Moonbin. Son of a gun. My grandmother's loose underwear. Son of a gun, and thank you. John Timing, greatly appreciated. Carter Doherty, thank you very much. Cashmaster Momo, greatly appreciated. And we have Little Skies the Goat, greatly appreciated. Low Key ANZ, thumbs up. Spray Abuse, greatly appreciated. Revenians, something like that, thank you very, very much. And Chris, greatly appreciated. Everything I Hate, La Tyler, thumbs up and thank you. Hadi Promulg 423, thank you very much. Wado 517, greatly appreciated. AJ Mitchell, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Ryan Hodge. I sure hope I haven't said anyone's names twice. I bet I did, but if I did, twice as thank you. But thank you all very, very much. It is greatly appreciated getting me out of this head into the real world, dealing with actual people. And when you're depressed, it is important. You need other people to help break that cycle of thoughts inside of your skull. You don't want your own thoughts just echoing off the inside of your skull like a giant echo chamber. It's not good. You need other people to help break those cycles, break the loops, and get you thinking normal thoughts again. Definitely a good thing. Thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly, because I shook things up, I now have a minute and some to go. So should I fill this out? I mean, most people tend to just click away toward the end of the video anyway. So if I did stretch this out to a full minute, or whether I didn't, effectively the thing would be the same. So what I will mention is I have progressed to the point that after 2 years, almost 2 years we've lived here, my wife now has a place in here with me. So she's going to be on camera now. And I'm going to be changing up the stuff here. Again, I do want to, number one, Christmassy type stuff. And number two, just needs to be changed. And number three, I mean, it just needs to be changed. Can't just have the same thing all the time. Comfort is stagnation. Stagnation is death. Don't want that. Well, hopefully I'm gonna have a reaction video, hopefully a game video, hopefully a game video for this channel, and my game channel. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing.